It started with shots, then a warning.
They encountered an RV that had a recording saying that a potential bomb would detonate.
The cops somehow had gotten into the building and started pounding on the doors, alerting all his residents to get out of the building.
An explosion rocked downtown Nashville.
Glass everywhere. Everyone's apartment, the doors were all broken through.
It looks like a bomb went off on 2nd Avenue.
Now, an investigation into what happened.
We need your help.
It's personal.
This is our city too. We live here, we work here, and we're putting everything we have into finding who was responsible for what's happened here today.
On this Christmas Day, Nashville will withstand yet another tragedy.
It's been quite a year, so adding explosion to the list, I guess, somehow seems so 2020. Let's build a better life and a better city in the year ahead.
This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. You are watching News 2 at 10 on a terrifying Christmas Day for many in downtown Nashville. Let's break down the new information tonight that we've learned about today's explosion that happened this morning downtown. Police were called to 2nd Avenue around 5:30 this morning for shots fired. When the first officers arrived on scene, they found the RV parked. Blinds and clothes were covering the windows. The announcement from the RV telling anyone nearby who could hear it, quote, "There is a bomb, stay away." That was not playing when police first arrived. It actually started a short time after their arrival. When the bomb went off around 6:30, the blast was so strong it knocked at least one officer off of his feet, and it caused the airbag in a squad car to deploy. The FBI is reviewing all open investigations, reports, and chatter looking for references to attacks on telecom facilities. Now, investigators have numerous videos showing the camper and its location around town, including many videos and images that were provided by you. In fact, take a look at a picture of the RV. Metro Police tweeted this earlier today. You can see it is a Ford C-Class motorhome. If you recall ever seeing this, the FBI does want to hear from you. The tip line is 1-800-CALL-FBI. And because of all the damage in the blast area, Mayor Cooper has put a curfew zone in place. It is bound by James Robertson Parkway to the north and Broadway to the south, 4th Avenue North to the west, and the Cumberland River on the east. This curfew started at 4:30 p.m. today. It is expected to be lifted Sunday at 4:30 p.m. And right near that curfew zone, News 2's Chelsea Beimfohr is joining us live tonight. She's been following this story all day today. Now, Chelsea, what are things looking like tonight?
Yeah, Haley, it's been about 15 hours now since that bomb exploded this morning. Tonight, the scene's still taped off and most of downtown sealed off to the public. Here's a look at how this afternoon unfolded.
Please give the people of Nashville, just give them guidance and strength.
The calm after the storm. A group of tourists stopping to pray for Music City this afternoon after an explosion in downtown left 41 buildings damaged, 3 people hospitalized, and dozens more displaced on Christmas Day.
We woke up to the news. We were absolutely shocked and confused. We didn't really understand what was going on. And then within an hour, all of our service was out, and we realized, all we had was each other.
Metro Police officers initially responded to a shots fired call near Commerce and 2nd Avenue. They found an RV playing music and broadcasting an eerie warning that a bomb was about to be detonated. That explosion also knocked out AT&T phone service for thousands across Middle Tennessee, including access to call 911.
This morning's attack on our community was intended to create chaos and fear in this season of peace and hope.
Mayor Cooper addressed the city tonight, calling it a deliberate, planned attack. He thanked all of the first responders, especially 6 Metro Police officers that helped evacuate downtown residents just minutes before the bomb went off.
These officers didn't care about themselves. They didn't think about that. They cared about the citizens of Nashville. And they went in, and we'd be talking not about the debris that we have here, but also maybe potential people. So with that said, the officers saved lives today.
But in a year filled with hardship and tragedy, Mayor Cooper says Nashville is resilient and will come back from this too.
We got through the tornado, we got through the derecho, we're getting through COVID, we will get through this. We're going to assemble the resources to rebuild and come back stronger.
Mayor Cooper also saying tonight it's going to be a long time before 2nd Avenue is back to normal. He has consulted with Governor Bill Lee and FEMA to declare a civil state of emergency, which will bring resources here to downtown to help rebuild. Reporting live in downtown Nashville, Chelsea Beimpour, News 2.
Thank you, Chelsea. And new tonight, the Metro Nashville Police Department is pointing out the efforts of 6 of its officers who helped evacuate people before and after the explosion downtown this morning. Those officers included Brianna Hosey, who has been with the department for 4 years, Officer James Llewellyn, who has been with the department for 3 years now, Officer Michael Sipos, who's been with the department for 16 months, and Officer Amanda Topping, who has been working with the department for 21 months, Officer James Wells, who's been with the department also for 21 months, and Sergeant Timothy Miller, who's been working with the department now for 11 years. The explosion affected historic buildings and homes. Country music artist Buck McCoy lives right near the area. He says he heard that gunfire and he heard the blast. News 2's Bob Mueller has Buck's story.
He has songs called Heart Like Mine, Country Rock Boogie, and A Few Steps Away. And today, country music artist Buck McCoy was just a few steps away from the blast that rocked Music City. He lives above the old spaghetti factory on 2nd Avenue and Commerce, where an RV was due to explode at any minute.
There was just the hugest explosion that blew everything all over the entire apartment. All the windows came in from the living room into the bedroom. The front door became unhinged and was blown up and was half creaked open. Water started coming down on top of me. There was glass everywhere from the windows. There wasn't really any part of the apartment that wasn't damaged or pushed or moved or affected by the explosions.
An unexpected travesty on Christmas morning.
You could see 2 cars burning on fire. There was trees and debris all over the ground. All the windows had been blown out, and my building is pretty tall and pretty strong, so it had to have been a very strong explosion to blow out all those windows.
And while he is left cleaning up a mess, he knows others are suffering too.
And at that point, some more residents were coming, and she was screaming and he was screaming. They were, everybody was kind of like unbelieving of what was happening. I had blood coming from my face and on my side and on my legs and a little bit on my feet because I think I walked on glass. But it was like a movie, like watching something from Universal Studios where it was just so loud, so tremendous.
The echoes of this blast will be felt in the months to come.
It did a lot of damage. I don't think that they'll be able to repair those buildings. I mean, they are just shook to the core.
Bob Mueller, News 2.
Buck says he hopes firefighters and police officers know how much everyone living downtown is thankful for them this Christmas. Caught on camera, take a look at this aerial video sent to us by a News 2 viewer. You can see this was taken shortly after the sun was up, but the explosion scene was still quite active. You see here the smoke, and there were also some flames if you were able to zoom in there above the downtown skyline. And still to come on News 2, hear from a man walking his dog. He was just down the block from the blast. And see some of the incredible images of today's events captured by photojournalists. Plus, we'll take a look at how the explosion impacted travel in and around town today. And it was a frigid day across Middle Tennessee. Davis Nolan is in tonight on this Christmas night. What's in store for the rest of the weekend, Davis?
Well, it was frigid, that's for sure. We never got out of the mid-20s here in Nashville. Cold are some of the outlying areas. And right now, the actual thermometer, 18 in Nashville, 16 in Lebanon, 14 in Cookeville, McMinnville. Got a few areas missing still due to some of the AT&T service outages. And still got a little wind out there. It's starting to calm down like Murfreesboro and Shelbyville at 0. But 5 to 6 miles an hour in some other spots, giving us still a little bit of a wind chill factor out there. So very frigid. The actual thermometer tomorrow morning, call it 16 in Nashville, 15 Murfreesboro and Dixon and Clarksville, maybe 12 in Cookeville, Sparta, and 10 apiece in Crossville and Jamestown on the Plateau where they still have a little snow in the ground. Maybe 21 by 8 o'clock, but we're going to see moderating temperatures to the mid to maybe even upper 40s in some spots by tomorrow afternoon. So we start a little bit of a warming trend tomorrow, and it continues into your Sunday. We'll talk about that more in just one moment. A live view of our Two Rivers Ford camera shows things are quiet out there on our Storm Tracker radar network. We'll tell you also when our next chance for rain will be coming up.
Thank you, Davis. They are some of the most indelible images of the day. See more of these pictures capturing a moment in time from today's explosion in downtown Nashville.
Lucky, you're getting debris and glass all around everywhere, and just, you know, it's my Christmas miracle, I'll tell you that.
He was just out walking his dog. An officer told him to stop, turn around, and he was warned just in time. Hear from the man who says surviving today's explosion was his Christmas miracle. Welcome back. The attack came without warning on Christmas morning. A man was just out walking his dog in the peace and quiet of that early Christmas morning when officers told him to seek shelter just seconds before the RV exploded, causing chaos in the streets. News 2's Josh Breslow has his story.
Early Christmas morning, a man and his dog out for a walk.
Or 6:30 in the morning, you know, it's, you know, I mean, I'll say this, look, there's not a quieter time downtown than, you know, Christmas morning. I noticed there was police cars at each corner with their lights on, and the guy from the 21C Hotel was running outside the building saying, "We got to evacuate."
Caught on camera, you see that officer talking to David Malloy, potentially saving him and his dog DJ from harm.
The officer was in the middle of the road of 2nd Avenue walking towards me, telling me to evacuate, and I said, "Why do I need to evacuate?" And right then, boom! We were really fortunate that we didn't get hurt, and of course, you know, myself and the officer and the other 2 officers, like I said, standing out there. The gentleman I was talking to, we were okay, just obviously scared the crap out of it. And it happened, boom! Windows were blowing out everywhere, and the building right adjacent to ours, all of their windows in the front blew out, top and bottom, everything.
The man hearing the warning from that RV, but thought it was a message of safety, not danger.
The recording that I was hearing, I just assumed it was coming from the police car, which, you know, I was thinking, wow, I didn't know they could do that with a police car. But it was saying something to the effect of do not approach this vehicle, stand away, and it wasn't like super loud, but loud enough for me to make out a little bit of that. And then
the white flash, the explosion.
I checked our alley cameras, and our back door also blew wide open. And then I realized a little later that all the back doors of the buildings behind us, some of them are still wide open.
As for DJ,
she was fairly unfazed by it. I didn't know. Of course, you know, I hope there's not a thunderstorm, and now she's freaked out by thunderstorms going forward. But I'm hoping that she's okay. So lucky, you're getting debris and glass all around everywhere, and just you know, it's my Christmas miracle, I'll tell you that.
Josh Breslow, News 2.
Now, David Malloy tells us the force of the blast ran through their home, knocking out many windows at the back of the building, causing the alley to be covered in glass. Caught on camera on a day like today especially, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And thanks to some very talented photojournalists with the Associated Press, we're seeing images like this one of that downtown explosion. They captured the moment perfectly. After the flames were put out, 2nd Avenue, like you've never seen it before, covered with burned out cars. And not long after the explosion, the investigators arrived. You're looking here at ATF agents. Earlier today, we heard from FBI leaders who are also Nashvillians who said this is their city too, and they will find out what happened. And next, an image repeated on many buildings downtown, blown out windows. The force of the blast shattered glass for blocks. And take a look at the freezing temperatures building icicles of the burnt debris as the blast broke some water mains also in the area. And finally, this is one of many bomb or evidence detection dogs. They sniffed every inch of the crime scene out there downtown today, and we thank them for their hard work. And new information tonight on how the explosion caused delays at Nashville International Airport today. BNA says the telecommunications issues caused delays for some flights. The FAA temporarily halted flights for a while. Most flights were able to resume this evening, but airport leaders say you should always check your flight status at flynashville.com before you head to the airport. And more local news tonight on how the explosion affected transportation all around town. WeGo suspended all bus service at 11 o'clock this morning. And then phone outages caused problems for offices across the area. WeGo leaders say that normal operations should resume tomorrow morning unless police tell them otherwise.
Tracking weather where you live. Here's News 2 Storm Tracker meteorologist Davis Nolan.
Now, one of the really tough things about this morning, all those first responders who were working so hard out there downtown this morning, they had to deal with very cold temperatures. Davis is here to let us know what the weekend will look like. We're hoping a warm-up, Davis.
Yeah, we do have a warm-up in store, but that's not tonight through tomorrow morning. I mean, these temperatures out there right now are already in the teens here. We're 19 in Franklin, Goodlettsville the same, 18 in Laverne, Portland at 14 degrees. And again, some places like the Plateau where you actually still have some snow on the ground, 10 degrees, and we had some snow in many of our eastern counties. Nashville got a dusting of it last night as well, and as Haley mentioned, we had water mains break, so unfortunately these temperatures have got some frozen water on some of the streets that some of those responders have to deal with and step around as well. 15 in Clarksville to Dixon to 17 in Columbia, maybe 18 along the Tennessee River from Camden to Linden, and about 13 in McMinnville by daybreak, so just frigid out there in the early morning hours, calling it 16 here in Nashville. The wind's backing off some overnight tonight, so not as much of a wind chill factor, but hey, it's cold enough already. And then tomorrow at 11 o'clock, 42 degrees under a sunny sky. Notice the wind's becoming southwest, picking up to about 10 miles an hour. That's going to continue that sort of warming trend. 47, maybe we'll squeeze out 48 degrees tomorrow afternoon, but that's big improvement over today's 26 is what I saw in the hourly reports here in the Nashville area. And the warming trend is going to continue. Now, Storm Tracker Radar Network is quiet out there right now. We got clear skies as opposed to last night. We had those snow showers and snow flurries, dumping some snow in some spots and not as much in others, but either way, we did get a taste of it finally last night. Here's our high temperature trend, some big improvement for Sunday. We're talking about 57, maybe even 58 degrees in some spots, and you can see it cools down for Monday and Tuesday. You might expect there's a cold front, so it's not very strong with upper 40s for highs, but our rain doesn't come till late Sunday night, so we're going to squeeze out our entire weekend dry. So here's a look right now at the European model. I'm starting it off at 7 a.m. Sunday. You can't really see much here, but there's a frontal system forming right here. And watch how some of the showers begin to form. 6 p.m. Sunday, you see some showers out ahead of that front, just west of Paducah and on the other side of the Mississippi River in Arkansas. And we take it ahead from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. So we get to midnight-ish or so. We're going to have the rain get to Nashville, maybe a little earlier, 10, 11 o'clock for Clarksville. This is Sunday night. So we get through Sunday dry and the rain not arriving till late night, midnight-ish or so, and maybe still around in the morning hours of Monday, but moving pretty quickly out of here and a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky on our Tuesday. So our Weather Authority 7-day forecast shows a frigid start tomorrow, but up to 47 tomorrow, 57 on Sunday. That rain chance for late Sunday night into early Monday morning, then getting out of here pretty quick. Not a big cool down, upper 40s for highs Monday and Tuesday, some 20s for lows. Notice back up to 58 on Wednesday, and another front's knocking on our door then with some more cold air behind it, and we'll have showers late Wednesday through Wednesday night. And on Thursday, I'm saying 46 in the morning, but 37 in the afternoon. Obviously, the temperature drops, and yeah, once again, some rain may change to some flurries or snow showers sometime Thursday through Thursday evening before we dry back out again and cool down on Friday.
Thank you, Davis. Gratitude from all across the world and here at home. Emily Proud is here to tell us more.
Yeah, from musicians to sports teams, calls to stay Nashville strong. I'm Emily Proud, and I'll show you how many voices took to social media to hold up the city on a day when it was tested to its limit.
We've got heavy structural damage to multiple buildings.
An intense situation here as first responders dealt with the first moments of today's explosion in downtown Nashville. Welcome back. The first moments of a big breaking event like this morning's bombing downtown are, of course, intense, and you can really hear it when you listen to calls to and from dispatchers for first responders. Hear what happened as officers responded to those first calls of shots fired, and they discovered a bomb in an RV.
Command to all units are confirmed with PD. This is an explosive device. I need everybody to stay back at least 1 block. Explosive device in the RV, and then it detonated. It's right in the middle of 2nd Avenue, in between Gay and Commerce. PD has bomb squad en route. I've got everybody holding 1 block off. I've also requested USAR, but we're not going to send anybody down till we can clear that with the EOD folks. We do have a fire, but it appears to be just the vehicle in the middle of the road. We've got heavy structural damage to multiple buildings. And a lot of those buildings have apartments, but I don't know if they're occupied at this time or not. We don't have anybody coming out.
An intense view there into what first responders had to deal with very early this morning. News 2 is back in just a minute. This community has been tested numerous times, and these challenges remind us how close the city is and the love that so many people have for Nashville. Not only for Nashville residents, but also celebrities who consider Nashville a second home, and our local sports teams, of course. News 2's Emily Proud joins us with their messages of support. Emily.
Yeah, Haley, so many kind messages online today. Let's take a look. The Titans here tweeting out they're praying for our city and the first responders. The tweet continues to read, quote, Nashville has been through a lot this year. We'll bounce back together, stronger and tougher. Hashtag Tennessee Tough. The Preds sharing this earlier today, quote, thank you to the first responders and everyone helping our downtown friends and neighbors this morning. Hashtag Nashville Strong. And Nashville Superspeedway just reopened a few months ago, but has been part of this community for a long time. They say Nashville has been through so much in 2020, but if there's one thing they've learned, it's nothing will break the spirit of this city. Celebrities sending their thoughts as well. Carrie Underwood thanking first responders on Twitter earlier this morning. And Russell Crowe tweeting, quote, thinking about all the golden-hearted people of the great state of Tennessee this morning. Now, you saw some of those tweets reference that Nashville has been through a lot this year. These messages are reminiscent of the outpouring of support we saw back in March when the tornadoes hit our area. The common thread then, as it is now, is Nashville is resilient and will rebuild. Haley.
You can say that again. Thank you, Emily. We'll be right back with the last look at your forecast. Stay with us.
Well, a cold night. Don't forget you can always download our weather app, WKRN Weather app. Get the forecast at your fingertips. You'll end up seeing these kind of lows for tomorrow morning across the area, maybe as low as 10 on the plateau. The rest of us in the teens. 21 degrees after the sun comes up at 8 o'clock in the morning. By lunchtime, we're in the 40s, so a little improvement, mid to maybe upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. And even milder on Sunday afternoon. We get to mid to maybe upper 50s for a little bit of a cool down Monday and Tuesday. The rain doesn't come until late Sunday night after midnight through early Monday morning. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Davis. Thanks for staying with us for coverage all throughout the day. We know it's been a really tough day, but we want to wish you a Merry Christmas from News 2. Make the best of it and have a great weekend. Thanks so much for joining us.